hearing the journey he took and the adventures he had in South Africa.
Hi, my name's Ethan and I go to St. Patrick's College Silver Stream, and I'm here to tell you about a competition I won in June this year to go to South Africa 2010 for the FIFA World Cup to be a flag bearer for the New Zealand vs Italy game. So here's a PowerPoint presentation to show you my road to the World Cup. What inspired me to enter this competition? Well, first, I love football and I've been extremely passionate about the game from an early age, and going to the World Cup would be a dream come true. And looking at all the hype, I knew that this would be mind-blowing. But of course, the other inspiration had to be my mum, always urging me to do that one more take and imagining how crazy South Africa would be. She originally found the handout at Westpac Stadium and urged me to enter. But like most competitions, you win nothing. But I soon find out that this would be one of the most biggest experiences of my life. My entry and why I think I won.
Aiken, why should you go to South Africa?
Because football's everything to me. And to represent my country in the sport I love would be a dream come true. And this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I also put my best effort into everything I do, whether it's school, football, or being a flag bearer. And winning this would be the biggest reward ever.
Aiken, what must the All Whites do if they are to win?
Well, you have to visualise the win. And imagine, all the football fans from NZ had just been teleported to South Africa. And the roar of the crowd is 40,000 die-hard Kiwis cheering you on. With this kind of support, you just can't lose.
Aiken, what advice would you give Ricky Herbert?
Remember this space, there's nobody playing for you in 5 years. Ricky, what can I say? I mean, you got us this far. Keep up the good work, because you're doing well. And remember, never let yesterday's disappointments shatter tomorrow's dreams.
Aiken, how would you report back to New Zealand about your trip?
Well, with my Sony prize pack, of course. It'll be easy peasy to share my experience with New Zealand. I'll be emailing, blogging, and making video clips from my awesome experience in South Africa. It would just like came along with me. Why is football better than rugby? Kid, this is a rugby game! Woo! Go to the All Whites! This is a piece of excitement is only found in football!
Looking back at my entry, I think I had more fire, I was more clear in talking, more enthusiastic, and my answers were more from the heart. Some of the questions you really had to think about, like, what advice would you give to Ricky Herbert, and what must the All Whites do if they are to win? But others came naturally, like, why is football better than rugby, and why I think I should win. Leading up to going. Leading up to going felt like the longest 6 weeks of my life. But after 3 weeks, I was going to meet 2 people from Sony to receive my Sony prizes. I felt like the luckiest kid alive. Sony laptops, MP3s, video cameras, digital cameras, bags. I couldn't get enough of it, and after working out my gadgets, I soon found out more prizes were coming. A prize pack from Adidas and FIFA 2 days later. And when it got back, did that 3 o'clock bell sound like heaven? And boy did I really run home. Just to find it in a ginormous box of jackets, hats, bags, books, pens, balls, and all sorts of goodies. My room was chock-a-block, and I couldn't believe my eyes that this was all happening. 14th of June, a Monday, and I was off to Auckland for the night to meet with the managing director of Sony New Zealand, meet the crew at TV3, meet John Campbell, and have tea in an Italian restaurant. We touched down at one of the Auckland's most luxurious hotels, the Langham. We played around with the amenities and had a nosy around before going to Gina's to eat at our fellow Italians' diner. The first thing I have to say, the food was delicious. And halfway through the tea, the owner came over, a friendly Italian, and knew who I was. I told him we would beat them, but he was sure the Italians would take us out. After eating, we tried to leave, but we were hushed back to our seats, only to get sung a song in Italian and given an awesome cake, hat, and shirt, and told the restaurant who I was. That night, we even struggled to get up the elevator. The next day, we went into town to meet Martin McManus, the managing director of Sony, for a photo shoot. He must have been pretty busy because he was in and out like a flash. Next on my list was TV3 and John Campbell. He was really funny and we had to have a quick chat, and I wandered off to check out some famous spots. Being there, and what was it really like? Part of my prize pack was to go on the A380, the world's biggest plane, for a stop off in Dubai, there and on the way back. Dubai was a great life experience, and going on the tours was even better. And the first overseas World Cup mania I saw was in Dubai. It was 3 in the morning when some Uruguay supporters passed us chanting and blowing their vuvuzelas through the airport. When we arrived in Johannesburg, it was packed with supporters, stores and World Cup shops. The airport looked very cultural. We stayed at Johannesburg airport for 4 hours before we flew to Nelspruit. When we arrived there was Sony staff to meet us. We had a guide and 2 bodyguards, one driving us and one following in another van behind. When we arrived to our hotel, I found out that the All Whites were staying in there. That night after, I saw Ricky Herbert in the lobby bar and got a signature. The next day, our Sony guys took us to the elephant sanctuary, where I got to touch, feed, walk, and ride the elephants. That was an awesome experience. The big game. The next day, we had to be at 9 o'clock at McDonald's in Nelspruit to meet the other flag bearers, get our kit bags, and from there we went to Mbombela Stadium for our practice run. And we were to hang there in the kids' village until it was time to take out the flag. Waiting in the tunnel nervously, hearing the toneless drone of the vuvuzelas. Some say they can't stand the noise, but when in South Africa, you love it. So I'm waiting to get onto the pitch, looking at world-class football players, and I just wanted to run over and shake their hands, with the players like Fabio Cannavaro and Ryan Nelson. When I walk out into the pitch, I'm hit with colours, chanting, screaming. To be honest, it was pretty astounding. I couldn't believe my eyes, really. 1,000 vuvuzelas going, New Zealand supporters ripping their tops off and swinging them in the air. I knew that this sort of experience may never cross my path again, so I sang my national anthem with pride and prayed for a win. After walking on the pitch, I made my way to the stands to sit with my mum. The game was awesome, and after Smelt scored that goal, the crowd went berserk, and I thought I'd proved that Italian wrong. But thanks to some show pony, the ref called a penalty and they scored. Their effort coming from the Always that night on the pitch made me proud to be a New Zealander. What has this experience meant to me? In a nutshell, I am extremely lucky to travel to a Football World Cup and so far from home at my age. It has truly changed my life. South Africa was amazing. To see all the hype about the biggest sport tournament in the world, and Dubai was just mind-blowing to see all the latest technology and architectural designs. And I'll never forget actually being worried to getting lost in the 400,000 square feet Dubai Mall. Or going at almost 180 degrees down a 61 metre long water slide and into a glass tube surrounded by sharks at Aquaventure. Those are memories for life. This experience has led me out into a different world I've never seen before. What I aspire to in the future? I aspire to seeing the world like that again, going to another World Cup and playing football for all my life. I look to professional players who have achieved their dreams no matter what have gone in their way. The highlights? Apart from walking on the pitch, meeting people like John Key, John Campbell, riding, touching and feeding an elephant. But a big highlight was Dubai, seeing the biggest building in the world and seeing all the amazing structures that would make a beehive look silly. The water park was crystal clear with endless fun, and ending my trip, doom bashing in a Hummer in an endless sight of desert dunes. Just to ride a camel and have a beautiful traditional Arabian dinner. This trip has let me see new people, new cultures, travel halfway across the globe. This trip has changed my life. Thank you.
What an amazing story, an amazing adventure, and I can see how you could have won that prize. It's obvious to us all, confident young man, and we wish you all the best in your future, so well done. Got Nichols back again. He's about to present our next values.